I've been in this building hundreds of times, but
Yeah?
this right here is probably the most special moment for me here. So thank you so much for this.
Oh man, thank you.
A huge Springsteen fan, Jersey born and raised.
Wow.
First thing I got to know, while you were here in Jersey, did you have a pork roll, egg, and cheese sandwich?
I didn't. Is that like?
It's a
Did I mess up?
Also known as Taylor ham, but
Got
Central
you.
Jersey we call it pork roll.
Got you.
It's a staple. So
Oh man.
well, maybe while you're here, go grab at
Yeah.
Frank's Deli. I believe
Yeah,
they serve them.
absolutely.
Got to do it.
Right on. Okay.
So I want to know, this is Springsteen's such an important person to so many people, especially here in Jersey, but
Yeah.
all around the world.
Yeah.
What was one thing that surprised you when either researching for the role or talking with him? What surprised you most that either you didn't know or didn't know that you have to then show on screen?
Yeah. I mean, I understood in listening to Bruce's music, prior to starting this film and the process of preparing for it. Like, I understood he had a real depth to him, as I think like anybody who listens to any of his music can understand. I didn't really know that we were dealing with a man who had like really looked over the edge, that was a surprise. That's kind of the focus of the film, or one of the focuses of the film. And so yeah, that was new to me, and this whole journey and this period in his life was new to me. But the thing about Bruce that I think has stuck with me the most, and he delivers on every level. He's gracious. He's cool as hell. He's charismatic. He's funny. He's thoughtful. All these things, but he maintains this real kindness and sort of gentleness with the world around him, and I have to think that's a hard thing for anybody to continue to have decade after decade, being such a public person, being so well known. To continue to have that kind of that time for everyone and presence with everyone. He really listens to you when you speak, and some people struggle with that who haven't been famous for 5 decades. I was really, really touched by that and his humility, and that's what I walk away from thinking about.
I know Bruce had said that he didn't want you to sound just like him. He wanted you to make it your own.
Yeah.
So what was the most challenging song on the Nebraska album to kind of nail down, not necessarily trying to imitate him, but make it sound authentic for this character we see on screen?
I had a really hard time with Atlantic City, and it's funny because that was probably one of my favorites. My favorite song on the record was always kind of changing. But that song followed me around for a long time. I remember I had to sing, Born in the USA. We had to record that one. And that was the hardest song to sing, because it's not quite singing, and I sang that for a couple hours. We were supposed to record Atlantic City after. This is before we filmed the movie. And my voice was so shot, we couldn't record Atlantic City. Then we tried again in the middle of filmmaking on a weekend. We were like, we're going to get Atlantic City. And I just couldn't capture it. My voice didn't have it. I couldn't hit the higher notes that I had to hit. I was just having a hard time. And then it became this thing that was kind of chasing me around the whole time. And we didn't end up actually recording Atlantic City until after we were done making the movie. In fact, it was probably like 2 months ago. It was over the summer that I finally got Atlantic City.
What's funny about Atlantic City and basically the whole Nebraska album is that Bruce couldn't find a way to play it with the E Street Band. It needed to be kind of alone. But then the end credit song is Atlantic City live from New York with the E Street Band.
Yeah.
Does that symbolize the healing of Bruce? Kind of as time went on, he was able to figure out how to incorporate the band and just show his growth and healing?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the most beautiful things about Bruce, and as an artist, is he can take that pain, that loneliness, that introversion and isolation, and he can turn it into a piece of art that actually ends up connecting people. And that's really what I think like art at its highest level should always do, is build sort of connection and community of some kind.
Do you have a favorite live performance of his that you either saw live or watched videos of that inspired you to take the character in a certain direction?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot of footage of him prior to like Born in the USA, rather concert footage, but there was him in Tempe, Arizona in like 1980.
Yep.
The
River Tour, yeah.
Yeah, that was like some concert footage that I would watch over and over and over again.
Because that's just before kind of where we're seeing him, right?
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Jeremy, thank you so much for your time. Such a pleasure to meet you.
So
and
nice to meet you.
I'm so excited for people to see this amazing performance.
Thank you, man. Thank
Awesome.
you. Thank you.